Before taking English 150, I definitely had a fixed mindset towards my creativity. I had previously always assumed that creativity was something that was inherent, and that my siblings were the ones who got to be creative, since they could design and write things that were beyond me. In fact, I remember taking the writing test in 4th grade, and my classmates wrote about beautiful mythical creatures in an alternate world when they were asked to detail what they found inside an egg. I wrote I found a chick. However, this class challenged my assumptions about myself, and I enjoyed getting to delve into learning my own style of creativity. Though I definitely still would not consider myself on the level of my brother or sister, I do feel accomplished to know that I was able to produce things like an e-poem or a walkthrough that may have created a connection between how I felt about something and what a peer may understand. My poetry essay was definitely a good starting point for me. As an English major, I've written a lot of essays, and I felt semi-confident in my abilities, whereas the thought of working with a program like Camtasia absolutely petrified me. However, I did try to step outside of my comfort zone for the essay when I chose to analyze a John Donne poem. I, like I'm sure most of my classmates feel, that more modern poetry and literature in general is more enjoyable. I feel like this little step outside of my comfort zone helped me to break outside of my comfort zone in bigger ways later on in the semester. Creativity has a few essential components that make it successful, as delineated in the call-out here. According to the article, the relationship between individual creativity and team creativity. I was terrified with the thought of figuring out how to put images to what I had been reading in My Papa's Waltz, as well as which images to do, thinking that this assignment went beyond any creativity I may have ever had. However, I really did feel like the class encouraged participative safety, otherwise I may have just tried to produce a piece that would have pleased others, like the safety net I rely on in many of my classes. When I think of creativity, I think of the typical classes like art, dance, music, or theater. In respect to my English classes, when working on my e-poem, I definitely felt like I related to the Young quote. I felt like I had always heard my professors harp on the importance of analyzing things from a unique perspective, yet it was always much easier to get a better grade or to make solid arguments that would easily hit a page limit when sticking to conventional or quote-unquote unoriginal ideas. However, by encouraging students to include creativity in their assignments, Young argues that they will achieve a variety of new skills, including seeing a problem in new ways, escaping the bounds of conventional thinking, developing passion for the project or assignment, and that since it is encouraging collaboration, that students will make productive use of feedback, both positive and negative. This definitely proved to be true when I worked on my Camtasia projects. I found myself getting passionate about finding the perfect song or the perfect image and adjusting the opacity to where I'd consider it just right. Furthermore, getting both types of feedback, positive and negative, pushed me to create the best product possible. This class has taught me a lot about what Unsworth calls creativity, or the idea that once developing this skill that individuals driven by internal motivators actively search for problems to solve. I felt like this was done in a variety of ways throughout English 150. However, it was most obvious when I would analyze how I used materials and how it could change or stay the same, as well as considering impacts of small details in my walkthroughs or e-poems or citation videos. It was also done in more subtle ways, though, such as when I approached a text like I had never encountered before, Watchmen, and how to adapt my interpretations. However, I do think that the quote in the call-out here rings true. So little has been done to raise students to find creativity in schoolwork with the rise of standardized testing that they feel challenged by something that is so critical to their educational growth and survival. However, I look forward to pushing beyond this idea as I become a teacher and create my own lesson plans in the future. I really felt like this class was a breath of fresh air, and I enjoyed getting to work alongside my classmates to produce the best material possible. I look forward to finding those unconventional perspectives when writing essays or pursuing other work in the English major and outside of it, because I now know that I can achieve it, even though I always thought that I was uncreative before. Thank you.